Hi guys, it's me, Alisha. Anyways, today I'll be talking about a topic that naturally affects a lot of the teenagers nowadays, which is dating. So, girls and guys, I mean, I can't give much advice for the guys, but for girls, yes, I have like a few advices to offer. Well, I'm not a qualified person to be advising you guys, but it's just basic advices from my point of view. Alright, so from what I've heard from people and what I've been through myself, so just sharing with you guys. So, what do you look for in a boyfriend? So most of the girls nowadays, you look for swag. Really, this is the truth. As much as girls deny it, most girls look for swag. They like a guy who's like, very stylish, very cool, very hip. Yeah, the kind of guys. And these kind of guys are mostly guys who are really focused on like the way they look. So this kind of guys are also the kind of guys who are not really academically inclined. But nonetheless, we don't judge each other based on academic roots and everything. So we judge the person based on their personality. But sadly, these kind of guys are also those kind of guys who just like, happy go lucky, just go with the wind. If I fail, I fail. If I pass, I pass, that kind of thing. That's when the start of your downfall. So girls, what do you look for in a guy? What are you supposed to look for? First thing, look for a guy who's really honest. Honesty plays a big part in every relationship, friendship, kinship, everything. Honesty plays a big part in it. So look for a guy who's really honest, who can just like be really honest with you about everything. Okay, of course I'm saying like, not everyone can be honest about everything. I mean, no one is honest about everything. So yeah, just find a guy who doesn't make you worry. Okay, doesn't make you have doubts and everything. Secondly, find a guy who will love you for who you are and not tell you to change. If a guy tells you, hey, okay, example, okay, hey Alisha, you're putting on weight, lose some weight, that kind of thing, or the kind of thing like, no, I don't want you to hang out with so and so anymore because I just don't like it. If they can't provide you with a stable enough reason, if they can't provide you with a reasonable enough reason, then this guy is really not worth changing for. Alright? Unless you're really that kind of bad person who like, smokes and drinks and everything, and then the guy tells you, oh, stop this, stop that, then you don't stop anything. Okay? Because you have to find a guy who's worth the change, the effort that you put in. Thirdly, find a guy who, just goes with the flow with you. Okay? You guys are not supposed to plan like every single step ahead. You guys just go with the flow. You have a guy who's too controlling, then just let go. Okay, it's not worth it. Fourth, find a guy who loves you but doesn't tell you like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because something that I've heard from my friends and everything is that the more a guy tells you that he loves you, the more likely he takes the phrase really really lightly. Alright? You have to find a guy who's like really like, the kind of guy who I love you is something who is something that will take him like a lot of effort to say. He only says it when he feels like it. That's the kind of guy that we're looking for. Okay? The kind of guy who was like, oh, I'm just gonna tell you I love you when as and when I feel like it. And when I say it, I mean it. Okay, you won't want a guy who just blindly tells you I love you, and it feels like the word is just like breathing air. You won't want that. You want a guy who's like really, when he says it, he means it, and he says it with wholeheartedness, with whole, it feels so much more greater to hear that. Um, next, okay, I've lost count, but next, find a guy who who will really like, doesn't follow every single thing you say. Okay, a guy who's just going against you, not in a bad way, of course, in a good way. Like, sometimes we girls, we have to admit it. We make weird demands. We make weird and unreasonable expectations towards guys who, of course, we are dating. Find a guy who will say, no, I am sticking to my stand. I know you girls, most of you guys, girls will be wondering why. why should I find that kind of guy? I should find a kind of guy who will listen to me. But the thing is, when a guy doesn't listen to you, when a guy listens to himself, it shows that he has a stand. He has a strong and firm stand, and he has very good leadership qualities. You know, when a guy just listens to himself, that shows a very good leadership quality. He doesn't listen to you because he knows what he's doing is right. And make sure, of course, whatever he's doing is right. And next, this is something very rare, okay? But I learned something. Find a guy who will dry your hair for you. Really, I'm not joking. You have to find a guy who is willing to, I mean, girls, we have very thick, okay, some girls, we have really thick and long hair. They take ages to dry. But if you can find that one guy who will sit down and dry your hair for you until it's dry and comb your hair for you until it's dry, you found your man. Seriously. You found a guy, I tell you. The guy can really dry your hair, can really like be as patient as that. Then I tell you, he's a really patient dude, he's a really a gem. Next, find a guy who, like, you know, when you don't want to do something, he'll make sure you do it if it's in your benefit, of course. I'm not saying guys who, you know, like force themselves on you, that kind of thing. No, not in a sexual term, in the sexual innuendos intended in this. Just a kind of guy who, you know, let's say, oh, today I'm on a diet, I don't want to eat. Not healthy, right? Find a guy who will make sure that you eat. You know what I mean? The guy who will go to extreme lengths like feed you to make sure you eat. Next, find a guy who will go to all lengths just to make sure that you're safe. You know, maybe, oh, you've run out of bus fare, cat fare, whatever fare, and then like you're stuck somewhere, and you just have to tell him, and he'll be boom 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 boom. He'll be there, but he won't let you know he's gonna be there. He's gonna be angry at you. He's gonna scold you. He's gonna be mad at you, furious at you. He'll still show up, but he won't let you see him. He'll make some way or another. You know, this kind of guys are like fairy tale guys. But find this kind of guys, you're really lucky, man. What else, huh? What else was I talking about? Oh yeah, find a kind of guy who will, you know, whenever you do something wrong, regardless of whether you think it's right, if he thinks it's wrong, he will scold you like hell. He will scold you and make you cry. By the end of the day, he will explain to you why it's wrong and why you shouldn't be doing this, why you shouldn't be doing that. Okay? I don't know why I'm saying all this. Okay, these kind of people, these kind of guys are like fairy tales. I know it's kind of like impossible to find this kind of guys. But it's really what, I mean, even if you can find a few qualities of a few of these kind of qualities in a guy, then you're one lucky girl. You're one gifted girl. There's a treasure that gems you've gotten with like one that fall in your hands, okay? So yeah, the misconception that girls mostly have nowadays is, oh, I want a guy who's got swag, who's got style, who has like lots of girls with him and yet he chooses me. No. It's better to find a guy who is technically a loner, okay? Because he will treasure you like every piece. But also girls, right? We make mistakes also, you know. Girls, most of us make mistakes. When we get that kind of guy, some girls do get those kind of guys. Either like one or two of those attributes in a guy. But they tend to take this guy for granted. And when these guys realize, they just walk out. And when they walk out, they don't turn back, you know. They just walk out and like, oh, hands up. I'll walk out. It's okay, I'll be a loner again. They're much more settled with being a loner. So, end up the girls will suffer. They'll cry for nights. They'll slash their wrists. They'll take pills and everything. Trust me, I know. They'll try to harm themselves in many ways just to, yeah, because these loner guys, they are the ones who will stay with their girlfriends, like, you know, like every day. They will be there for the girls. They'll be the listening ears. They'll be the shoulder to cry on. They'll be the friends to laugh with. But at the end of the day, when they're no longer there, the girl, what she'll feel is she'll feel really lost. She'll feel so lost that even in her natural surroundings, even in her common surroundings, she'll feel like she doesn't fit in. And she'll cry every single day, every single night. She'll cry. Okay, I mean that's like exaggerating, but it does happen. Okay, and these girls will feel so unwanted, so not wanted, and they will just run away from the whole world and try to build a facade out of their lives. Okay, these girls, I pity them. Okay, like they'll just wait. Hey, soften the volume, lah. So they'll go to all lengths to just try to erase the guy off from the memories. They'll try to cover up every single memory, bits and memories, but it's kind of impossible to do that since the guy has been like with you since day one until I don't know day whatever. So yeah. Okay, that's my video about the kind of guy that you should look for. Although I'm saying that I'm not a qualified person to give advices or whatsoever. I'm just saying based on something that most girls have been talking about. And personally, for me, I don't know. I just find that okay, well, it's right if you can get those kind of guys, you are lucky. But how many girls can get those kind of guys? How many girls deserve those kind of guys nowadays? I mean, I don't find myself deserving of those kind of guys because those kind of guys are really like God sent. So yeah. And okay, if you can see, I chose a different venue for my vlog. It's in the kitchen now because I just so nicely, like just now when I was doing my Ramadan vlog, I placed my phone before I went to the toilet. I placed my phone on the shelf thingy, and wow, it was nice. I like the angle. And then my grandmother was there and stuff. So here's my new vlog venue. I'll be recording covers, vlogs, and everything. Yeah, in the kitchen, in the middle of the night, where the window is just open clearly, where the sound is like being spread evenly and everything. So I see you guys in my next vlog, which is coming up soon. I'll upload it soon because I haven't recorded it yet. And also, I have this invitation to record a vlog with this girl, Alia. So just subscribe to the channel, okay? Because I just subscribed it. So if you watch my activities, you can see. She's amazing. She's been giving advice to New Victory as well. Just like how I gave advice to New Victory. So oh, by the way, if you don't know who New Victory is, you can watch my advice to New Victory video where she actually she does a lot of facial expressions, which is mostly this. Okay, look up. So I was telling her how these facial expressions like really turn people off and like they don't like her because of this and they blame her a lot. And I actually pitied her because she had done nothing wrong except for doing those facial expressions and making a few bad mistakes in behaving on YouTube. So yeah. And I'm recording this on my handphone actually, so it might not be very good quality, but who cares? I'm just sharing my thoughts with the world. So yeah. And as you can see, nowadays I'm like wearing cleavers and stuff because yeah, I've been working out and I've lost weight and I'm gonna have abs. So yeah. I hope you guys love my channel. If you guys subscribe to my channel and whatever it is, you can just drop me messages and do send in your requests because I will do it no matter what. Like I had requested 10 days, I will do the 10 days video soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.